You eat toenails, why would we care about your take, boy?
Buddy, you don't watch movies, little buddy. You don't watch movies.
Inside these containers are a very important computer chip called the H20. It was designed by a company called Nvidia in the US, manufactured in Taiwan, and sold to tech companies in China. In 2025, China was set to get around 1.3 million H20s when suddenly US President Donald Trump blocked them. Why? Because the H20 powers artificial intelligence.
Does it actually happen?
Right now, the US and China are locked in an all-out race to dominate artificial intelligence. Whoever wins could gain a stronger economy and a stronger military than the other. Trump wasn't going to help China get those advantages. But 3 months later, Trump had dinner with Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang. And just days later, Nvidia announced
that it will resume sales of its advanced H220 chips into China.
Nvidia's H20 chips, once banned in China, they will be back in play. Jensen Huang played both Washington and Beijing, and he won.
Trump's U-turn on AI chips is shocking.
I mean, there's no way they could have stopped the sale entirely, permanently, no
the
shot.
most advanced AI technology does not go to China.
And it could have huge consequences.
It is very plausible that if we get this policy wrong, China could be overtaking the United States.
So why did Trump change his mind on Nvidia chips? And what happens when China gets them?
So what? I mean, I think this is a little bit propaganda, a little bit. I think, guys, I'm by no means like whatever.
Uber.
But oh no, if they buy a product that we can buy, they're gonna do better.
Hello, Mr. Phoenix. Thanks
no,
for all the
we need
good
to bar them.
times.
We need to ban them from
Hope
buying the
all is
product
well,
though.
good.
That we're buying. Oh no, dude, don't do that. Come on, bro. What? I think it's a.
And away they go.
Let's imagine the AI race is like a car race. The US and China are each building the best AI or race car they can. They're funding AI research, constructing data centers, and supporting AI companies. At this point, China's car may actually be the faster one. But a race car is only as good as its engine, and an AI's engine is the computer chip. It's a tiny...
It's not a good comparison, but it's all good. It's all good. It's more about the whole overall engineering of the car. An engine can only do so much.
slice of silicon
if the car's engineered
packed with
poorly.
billions of transistors that turn electric signals on and off. Bundle hundreds of thousands of chips together, and you've got the computing power to train and run AI models. China's chip makers like Huawei and Cambricon make pretty good AI chips, but US chip makers like Nvidia and AMD make much better ones. Better chips are what allowed US AI to build a lead in the 2010s. But since US chip makers sold chips to China too, China was able to hang not far behind.
There has never been a more exciting battle.
Then around 2018, the US government realized, given the stakes of the AI race, it should probably stop helping China.
AI technology is advancing very quickly and is fast becoming
but
militarily
Chad, can I just ask you, Chad, because I thought it was like the Netherlands and Taiwan that they were making the chips, right? Then none of these chips are made in the US, are they? There's 2 places where they make the top tier chips, right? I think the factories. There's only 2 of them, right? Or 2 places. No? Yes, okay, I was still great about this. Jesus Christ, I thought, okay, boom.
strategically extremely significant.
Chris McGuire worked on AI chip policy under both presidents, Trump and Biden.
The only area where we have a big advantage over China is in hardware. So if we want to be able to slow the Chinese down, this is our only way of doing it.
In 2020, Trump blocked Chinese chip makers from using
machines of the
US
chips.
tools to make their chips. Then in 2022, Joe Biden made it
Netherlands makes the machines, Taiwan makes the chip, whatever, right? Yet it's up to the United States so that this shit doesn't go somewhere else because of what? Because they need to police the whole world on who's gonna get the chips. I think the narrative is a little bit propagandist. That's what I say.
illegal for US chip makers to sell their best chips to China. With each new chip, US AI surged ahead, while Chinese AI was stuck using older US chips or inferior Chinese-made chips.
This was like a boiling the frog effect. The amount that it's going to keep China back is going to increase every year that they're in effect.
And now starts to pull away.
These restrictions, called export controls, changed the game. But they cost US chip makers a lot of potential business, especially for the best chip maker, Nvidia. Just 15 years ago, Nvidia was designing chips for video games, when researchers discovered Nvidia chips were also great for powering AI models. The discovery gave Nvidia a head start on the AI boom. By 2023, it made more than 90% of AI data center chips.
The world wants to run on Nvidia chips, and that's because it's so much easier to use Nvidia than to use anything else.
Gregory Allen studies AI policy.
The best chips that are being made by Chinese manufacturing facilities are around 5 years behind that of Nvidia.
Yeah, and that gap you can never really catch up. I mean, Chad, how do you... bridging the gap in making this shit and catching up is like impossible, isn't it? I think that's the whole point on why we're here right now.
Chinese military documents, when AI is involved, they're asking for Nvidia chips.
Before Biden's restrictions, 22% of Nvidia's revenue came from selling chips to China. But after, just 13% did. These restrictions were hurting business, so Nvidia found a genius way around them. This story is moving pretty fast. It took a lot of extra reporting. It took a lot of extra research going all over the internet. And that often leads to many more spam texts and emails, and it gets really annoying. Thankfully, Each AI chip is judged by its power and its interconnect speed. That's how fast it can talk to other chips. In 2022, Biden banned selling any chip above these limits, which included Nvidia's best. So Nvidia took its H100 chip and degraded it to create a new version that fell under the limits, the H800.
Oh, okay.
Chinese AI companies bought as many as they could. Then when Biden tightened the restrictions, Nvidia designed another new chip, the H20. It wasn't powerful, but it was very fast, which made it ideal for serving AI models to millions of users. Chinese AI companies again bought as many as they could and smuggled in some chips. By 2025, largely thanks to Nvidia chips, they were showing incredible progress.
Financial markets have been reacting to DeepSeek. DeepSeek, a company with a collection of Chinese AI models
that claims to beat out even open.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is that the company itself wants to be able to sell more. I mean, they should be able to. They make a product. They just want to buy it. They want to offer the price. They should be able to do it. Why does the government have any hand in them selling them? If it's not, this is just one component out of many. Why would the government do that shit? I think it's weird, no?
AI.
And it used Nvidia H800.
They're catching up quickly. We cannot blink at all.
So the Chinese market is scooping up these chips as fast as they can. They're saying whatever the best Nvidia chips we're allowed to buy, that's what we...
You guys call me a bootlicker and you say national security. I find that to be comical. That is peak brain... That is peak Netflix documentary thinking. Dude, they'll look at my house with the ship. What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Want.
So in April 2025, the US, this time under Trump again, blocked the H20. But instead of making a new chip, Nvidia CEO went to Trump with a new argument, and Trump agreed with him.
President Trump really understands and really wants, and it's his policy, to have America win the AI race.
The Trump administration and Nvidia are making two main arguments for why it should sell chips to China.
Explain the reasoning then. Explain the reasoning. Always there's military. Then fucking ban them from buying metal then. Ban them from buying metal and sand and fucking silicone and fucking all basic materials that go into making something that could threaten the fucking national security then, if that's the argument. I'm confused. I feel I'm for real. I think it's stupid.
China. And the first one is that it'll make a lot of money.
And we have an opportunity to go capture some of that $50 billion. It's great for exports. It's great for our treasury.
That's true. Nvidia's stock climbed to a new record when Trump reversed the ban. And Trump's policy that the US will take 15% of chip sales could generate billions of dollars for the government. But the second argument is a little more counterintuitive.
You want to sell the Chinese enough that their developers get addicted to the American technology stack.
He means that selling H20s to China is a trap. Let me show you. If the Nvidia H20 is the best chip available, then Chinese AI companies will choose to buy it over a Chinese-made chip. If no one buys China's chips, Chinese chip makers will struggle to make better ones. Then if the US strings China along with better chips, eventually Chinese AI will have no choice but to continue using US chips. They'll be addicted to them. Then as US AI advances, it can keep China a few steps behind until the US wins the AI race. Honestly, seems like a solid plan.
This is not completely insane. We will help Chinese AI companies, but we will hurt Chinese semiconductor companies. That's the thesis.
But many experts say there's just one problem with that. Trump's plan assumes that the Chinese government will let its chip makers fall behind. And, well,
there's no chance that's going to.
So that implies there's a strong correlation between amount of chips that you have and your capability of making chips. I thought these were pretty much, at least to some degree, parallel. I didn't think these even intersected that much.
To happen.
The Chinese government is pumping billions of dollars into its chip makers, mandating that its AI companies use 50% Chinese-made chips,
China this,
and its
China
leader,
that.
Xi Jinping,
What about
is demanding
America?
it eventually
Am I right,
reach
chat?
self-sufficiency
No?
in AI. All of that
Well,
means
fuck you, bald
They're going to get
eagles
there
speech.
eventually. The chips won't be as good as Nvidia's, but they'll go from basically unusable to at least workable. And
So what happens if their government says, guys, you know what, actually, fuck it. You're not allowed to use our factories, and the people that work there out in our country. What if they do the exact opposite, the exact same thing that they're trying to do? Say, oh, guys, actually, all the machines, all the people that are over here, can't use them anymore. GG. You guys are barred from doing it. Then what? Then, oh, no. What do you mean that? What we meant is not that. We said we weren't. That's not. Don't use what we're doing against us. Like, no, man.
once they cross that threshold,
really?
they're just going to get off of Nvidia. They just are.
that's the flaw in Trump's plan. He's not getting China addicted to US chips. He's letting China use Nvidia chips to stay in the race until its own chip makers can catch up. The H20 is a bridge to a future without US chips. And once China gets there, many experts believe it can pull close or even with the US.
This is the playbook. We should not help them execute their playbook. It's just not in America's national security interest.
And it's there that they can pass. Look at the courage as they both refuse to back off.
Yet Trump is considering letting Nvidia sell an even better chip to China.
The Blackwell, do you know what the Blackwell is? The Blackwell is super duper advanced.
The Blackwell, or B30, is 12 times more powerful and 11 times faster than the H20. They would let China easily catch the US and likely surpass it.
I mean,
I
that
think
was
it's absolutely possible.
Everything else, like I said before, is not in our favor, and the Chinese might be able to leapfrog us.
Out of the slipstream, and he's taking the lead. An incredible achievement.
Right now, Trump and China are negotiating a trade deal, and it looks like China is angling to get those Blackwell chips. China's reportedly banning its AI companies from buying Nvidia chips and calling its own chips comparable to the H20. This could be the Chinese government pressuring its AI companies to use Chinese-made chips.
Really, dude?
Or it could be a way to pressure Nvidia
There's
to
no
pressure the
shot of
Trump
doing that.
administration
There's no
into
shot
letting
of-
Nvidia sell Blackwells to China. If Trump gives in, expect Chinese AI to get really good.
Well, they probably have the luxury of doing both. There's no way. Dude, there's no shot. I don't believe that. This seems like brain rot. Maybe. You know what? I'm with the internet. They can do both. They have the luxury. They're big enough that they can research their shit and buy as much as they can at the other shit and still surpass and catch up on the other system. There's no way that it's one or the other.
Really fast.
If we start to see models that are as good that are released around the same time as Frontier US models or better, that would show they squandered our compute advantage.
It's a crucial moment in the AI race. What the US decides to do right now could determine how close it is. And maybe who wins it. All right, thanks for watching Search Party. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance to. If you're new here, we covered...
That's interesting. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows?
This last week was a historic week. We manufactured the most advanced AI chips in the world, in the most advanced fab in the world, here in America for the first time. All of this started with President Trump wanting to re-industrialize the United States. His terrorist was a pressing agent in making this possible at the speed that we're doing. And now, shortly after less than a year, we're now manufacturing the most advanced chips for AI here in the United States. This is just the beginning of it. With the partnership of the supply chain in Taiwan, TSMC is an incredible partner, a strategic partner for the United States in bringing manufacturing of the most critical sector of technology here to the United States. This is just the.
It's not double agent. It's just politics. Like clearly the guys just want to make money and be a company, sell their shit. Okay, they had to make what fucking 2 new chips to go around the new regulations, the new whatever. They're trying their best to sell to China as much as they can do, right? And the government is fucking as much as they can, and they have to go on TV and say, "Yo guys, we are loving this, guys. Thank you so much for being part of our plan. This is what we wanted the whole time, guys." Look, it's
starting point. Where after that, with Foxconn, Amcor, Spill, Wistron, so many of our other partners, we're going to bring the entire supply chain of building AI infrastructure back here in the United States. By the end of the next 3 or 4 years, we'll probably manufacture, we're on target to manufacture about $500 billion of AI supercomputing technology to be.
Fuck a fake video, fuck a whatever. You know what? I can't wait, guys. I cannot wait for my fucking frame generation. We don't need real frames anymore. Fidelity. We don't need something that actually responds to your inputs. We want the fucking computer to start imagining what is your next frame and give me all the ghost frames. That's what I like. That's what I want, buddy. Like, bro, I cannot wait for this shit.
There is one thing that I really want. What I want is a digital character to move exactly like a human. Well, just copy it then, right? Do a little motion capture with the sensors on the human body, record it running, jumping, reading papers, and then copy it within a computer program. Well, unfortunately, that is impossible. Okay, why? Well, this motion capture data shows you what you need to do, but it does not tell you how. You see, these virtual characters have muscles and joints, and to copy these movements, you would need to come up with the forces and torques exerted everywhere at every time instance to be able to mimic
but like the last time, chat, once you've done this once, you don't have to do it again, right? Yeah, it's going to be fucking finicky as shit. It's going to be really tedious to do, right? But once you've figured it out, you have to do it again.
Oh man, that is hard, really hard. But this amazing paper from 2018 could already do that. It was called Deep Mimic, and goodness, this, am I seeing correctly? This really is able to match the reference motions superbly. Is that a word? I don't know. I don't care. We talked about this work approximately 500 videos ago. Yes, I heard you. I heard what you just said. And the answer is yes, we've been around that long. Almost 1,000 paper videos now. Okay? Deep Mimic. This worked by turning motion imitation into a video game, where every joint, angle, and contact had its own little score counter. The controller played this game over and over, tweaking its moves through endless retries until it learned how to rack up the maximum score, which is the perfect imitation of the motion capture performance.
Oh wow,
and
that's cool shit.
Does it look perfect in places. But it got better. It worked on a bunch of different body morphologies as well. And you could even do the favorite pastime of the computer graphics researcher, throwing boxes at it. For how long? Well, until it collapses, of course. You could even do some art direction where you would ask it to dance a bit more vigorously. Yes, more life, more energy. Oh baby, it looks terrible, but I still love it. And now you're tired after doing all this kung fu. Yep, that one checks out too. So, is this work perfect? It sure seems so. Well, it is not. Here is a dirty little...
The true test is really when you can fuck it. It is what it is. That is the final point in all of this. Once the human... See, that's what I'm saying. Once the human can trick itself to have a good time and to fuck it, that's the final point.
Secret, but don't tell anyone.
That's what
so
people
here's
care
the
the most
problem.
about.
Every single one of those little score counters in Deep Mimic has to be designed and tuned by hand. Oh, you had to decide exactly how many points to give for a matching knee angle, how harshly to punish a wobbly torso, and how much to care about foot placement versus balance. Change the motion or even switch to a robot body and suddenly all your scores are wrong again.
I'm not miserable,
So
I'm very happy
you
actually.
spend days
But I
turning
said it's true,
invisible
though.
dials just to get something that doesn't collapse into a breakdancing mess. Just to get a flavor of the paper, you have to optimize these joint rotations, velocities, root velocity, and effectors that describe where hands and feet should go, and center of mass. Yum 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 yum. Tastes great, but man, that's a lot to optimize. And you have to do it by hand, manually. Oof. This system is held together by duct tape and the tears of PhD students. There's got to be a better way. And that's where this new paper, ADD, the Adversarial Differential Discriminator, comes in. Instead of hard coding hundreds of score counters, it introduces an AI judge that learns automatically what a perfect performance looks like. The system plays the same imitation game, but now, instead of manually juggling separate scores for elbows, knees, and toes, the judge gives a single verdict on how close the motion feels to the real human one. As training goes on, this judge gets smarter, focusing attention on the part.
Chat, this would be good. This would be good. It's very, even though they're very demanding, to get the result you want after a lot of time, but significantly worse for like on the fly, shorter time to make something, because it needs more
that still
loops.
Look off and pushing the character to refine them. So previous Deep Mimic, lots of hand tuning. New ADD, single automatic AI judge. Okay, good. But does that help? They say this is better than Deep Mimic. Well, I'd like to see that. And, well. I am not seeing that. With pink, we got Deep Mimic, the previous method, and with blue, ADD, the new technique. Both are nailing the problem, but it's not better. So, have we been deceived by the marketing department again? I swear I'm not buying more car insurance. Okay, let's calm down and see if this next test is better. Here is the reference movement. A little parkour. Loving it. So, the previous AMP method does exactly what we feel like at the moment. Disqualified.
Okay,
Get out of here. And now, Deep Mimic is about to nail it as always. Wait a second. That's not it, sir. You need a little more carbohydrates before working out. Wow, it failed. And if you think this is a failure case, now check this out. Now, off with you. Eat a nutrition bar while we watch the reference motion to do the jump. Okay, got it? Got it. So now, start running and... Oof! Sir, are you okay? Goodness, failed again. Even worse. Now, hold on to your papers, fellow scholars, and let's see if the new technique with the AI judge is any better. And, oh my goodness.
He cheated.
They did it. And what about the climbing?
Yeah, but he cheated though. Yeah, but he cheated.
Oh my goodness. They
Look, he didn't even touch the thing. It's doing the cheating. Guys, it's doing the AI cheating thing, isn't it?
And what about the climbing? Let's see. Absolutely nailed that too. Wow. The motions are really fluid and believable and physically correct. It controls all the joints correctly.
All the reference touch
That
it?
is really tough.
Okay, fair enough.
And yes, I know what you want. You also want to see the earlier low energy EMP do the jump too. Your wish is now granted. Ain't no jumping here, brother. They don't pay me enough. And believe it or not, it's going to get even better. Here's how. Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. Dr. Károly. Oh yeah! We still retain Deep Mimic's wonderful property of working on different body morphologies. I am starting to flip out. So, the crowd favorite, the walking sausage man. Not a problem. EDD does as well as hand-tuned techniques, but this one works automatically. It can control a robot too. It can fall and get up. It can do a variety of different behaviors, karate, jumping on one leg, or walking an invisible dog. And at this point,
That one
I
is
am
really
so
good, actually.
happy.
I like it. I like it.
This is basically me. So good, mother of papers. And here we also have an ablation study which takes out each individual puzzle piece that they invented, and they show how the system breaks when you remove these individual puzzle pieces. In short, they show one by one that everything they invented here is indeed useful. Not just a soup of stuff that works, but they show that each piece is necessary. I still can't believe they've actually done it. Wow! And now, before I tell you about the limitations of this new method, look at this. Oh my goodness. Is this for real? This research paper is an absolutely marvelous piece of work, and nearly nobody is talking about it. Wait a minute. Not nearly nobody, actually nobody is talking about it. Let me try to help. So this is why I feel that talking about these research works is so important. It's a bit like saving endangered species. If we don't do it here, nobody does it. So please save a paper today, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and leave a really kind comment.
Actual researchers.
Okay, so it's not flawless, of course. Sometimes the AI judge gets confused on the flashier tricks. Instead of pulling off a smooth backflip, the poor thing just lies down and gives up halfway.
Chat. One of the actual first iterations of this, in its usage, remember, video games are pretty a good study case for this. You see a speedrunner do something in a game, right? And without really doing anything, how do you do this? Whatever. It'll take some time for sure, right? But it'll do all the correct input, fucking test, whatever, till it actually gets it down, and you can learn from it, from your own model. No. I mean, robotics, sure, yeah, but I mean, wide scale usage, things that me and you could interact with.